What I did notice is he did have a site map on the front of the homepage, but it was so hidden down and buried with so much text around it that it's almost impossible to get to it. So I would recommend him using boxes instead that would just pop up, like seller, buyer, and overseas, and trying to integrate some of that information in there with links that go to other pages.
Right. So there was a lot of links, and they were kind of further down. I guess you should probably see them. Like a few links should jump right at you when you land on the page.
Yes, and his greatest problem was that he wasn't highlighting significant information. He was highlighting just about everything, and I think he needs to go back and sort of summarize the key points and get that out first, because they're so buried. They're not going to be they're going to be overlooked, because you can't ask the reader to go through buried information to get to the point. The other thing I thought would be really good for him was to pick out a specialization that would be a distinguishing factor for his business and would separate him maybe from some of the other real estate agents, rather than trying to do it all, commercials, residential mortgage, or separating it into two sites. And in the About section, he put his mission, and I think rather than putting it there, there's a better way of doing it more effectively, where he could just point out what makes them unique as an agency. And
does he have a logo? I don't remember.
He does have a quasi logo. I wouldn't say it's the best logo, but I mean that's another thing that could be improved upon.
Logo?
At the top of the site.
Nadland Realty Limited.
But it's not a graphic.
I mean, that's just the name of the...
It's the name. It's not really a logo. And it goes right into, after that, pictures of houses.
So I think he needs some branding.
I think he needs some branding, and the tagline is not that clear as well. I would like to see more about that to up his image as a company. Another thing here was I noticed several times throughout the site, having gone through every single page, that he was not talking in the first person a lot of the times. And moreover, there was a problem with consistency. Every page should look the same. The font should be the same. It wasn't happening there. Even the pictures of the company pictures of his company and his representatives. Maybe
that's Michael. Hang on. Michael?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good. We're talking about your website. We've been talking about it for a few minutes because we needed to get rolling. We've only got a couple minutes left in the show. So Janette's going to continue, and then you can either talk to Janette after or watch it when we post it. And so let's let Janette continue. I guess you probably were busy, but we'll talk to you after some more. Go ahead, Janette.
Okay, so I was saying about the professionalism of the headshots, and the inconsistency in the site from fonts and things like that, which detract from the image. And I would suggest improvement in that area. More use of subtitling, more use of categorizing to make it a more friendly, usable site. Much more easy to read that way, and to captivate your visitor, your reader, rather than overwhelm them, because what happens is you come at them with so much that they lose interest and they click off rather than stay on. So that's a key problem that has to be addressed. What other? I thought that he could, in the brand department, do a little bit more to bring awareness to him as a specialty service, because I noticed that he had certain things there that maybe aren't typical of every real estate company, and that he needs to highlight that more and go more in that direction to show what he can do in a different sort of way. And I had some other. In terms of the reorganization, I thought also in the properties category he could have a box and separate that with 3 subtitle categories, or 3 little boxes underneath: residential, condominium, and new condos, and lead that to other pages just to organize the information a little bit better. Another key component was testimonials. Here again were hidden and should be right on the forefront, right on the page, with maybe some case studies. And another thing that I thought would be very, very good for Michael's site was, again, some sort of a blog component or article component, or if he's not a writer, a video component with selling tips. and what's going on in the market, what's hot, what's not. And he could talk about a lot of stuff and give a lot of very useful information to potential clients.
Right. There are probably services too where you can integrate with, I don't know, like people like news that's coming, realty news that's automatically populated.
Yes.
If you're not a writer, I mean, some people
Yeah, or
like to write.
resources, or in the news, or something
Right,
like that,
right.
which I don't know if he's had any media coverage. I'm going to go with no because I didn't see it on the site.
Well, he
But-
was on MENSCHlife, which
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. And so he should have that on his site
maybe
to
he does.
position
Do you have
himself
the-
as an expert.
Yeah. Do you have the MENSCHlife video on your site
No.
yet, Michael?
On my yeah.
Okay. Okay. Listen.
Okay, well, it must be
we're-
pretty hidden because I didn't find.
We're going over time here, so unfortunately we need to wrap up. But Janette is offering people who call in. Is how many? Is there a limit to the number of these sessions?
Yes, it's 1 hour complimentary session
To
worth.
anyone who calls?
Yes.
Okay. So you can either call here at the studio, but we're done soon, so we should probably give your number, and Michael can call you and talk to
Okay.
you further.
My
as well.
number is 905-882-6893, and the company is Janette Burke, your marketing magnet. That's 905-882-6893, extension 1.
Okay.
And I'm the marketing PR coach and consultant, so I can help you with your website and everything else. And you can visit me online at www.yourmarketingmagnet.com.
Okay, so definitely encourage you to get a hold of Janette. She's doing coaching for me, helping me with all my marketing and highly recommend her services. Michael, Janette had some great tips, so I'd also recommend you to give her a call and find out what you missed. Thanks so much for being with us today. And next, on Janette will be back with the Magnetic Marketing Moment on November 24th. We look forward to seeing you back here next week, MENSCHlife, on Tuesday, 11 a.m. to noon Eastern Standard Time on that channel. Thanks for being with us today, and see you next week. Bye for now.